Now, based on we're still on this tangent of leadership, which is a great subject.
Yes.
How could you describe your leadership philosophy to someone who's watching you right now, trying to get inspired, as well as how would that and how do you generate new ideas as a non-leader?
My leadership philosophies.
Yes. Because we
Um,
touched on them before, but I want to
right.
dig a little deeper because someone may have fast forward through the video
Right.
and they're like, oh, okay, Dell Financial University. I want to know a little bit more how Dell ticks. What is his financial philosophy, leadership philosophy?
Um, I think that is something that I'm still like really trying to work on
Okay.
because I don't like with myself. It goes back to the surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, you don't realize how bad that actually is. My mentality, you don't realize how bad that really is until you actually, um, till you sit down and you watch yourself. You calculate the things that you're doing. You see where you're spending your time at. You see what you're spending your time on doing. Honestly, me being who I am right now, it literally came down to studying,
Mm-hmm.
studying. And there's a lot of people, they have, oh, you should read this book or read that. Literally, I just went everywhere, anywhere I could find leadership. I literally went there. If it was someone who was doing, leadership in zoo animals, I would watch him,
Mm-hmm.
just to see, how he led, the animals. If there was something in, a lady who did flowers, I would see how she interacted with her flowers and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, my philosophy, it's all over the place. Like I don't think that I don't have not yet. I don't have a structure of okay, as far as leadership goes, boom, 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 boom. These are the pinpoint of the blueprints. Because with me, I want to be able to lead, not just lead. I don't want to lead anyone. I want to inspire them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard for me to say I'm a leader
Mm-hmm.
because I don't see myself as that because I want so much more from someone. Because in order for you to be a leader, you have to have followers,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't call anyone a follower. I call them my created leaders. I created leaders. So I guess that's like a it's something that I'm working on as far as how that works. And I'm not sure if I'll ever have one because I really don't want to be looked at as a leader. But I've been told by many mentors that it's too late for that. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be looked at as a leader, but
Right.
the way that you talk,
Yeah.
the way you drive, the way you inspire, you're already that. People are gonna call you a mentor and so many other things.
I do.
So
I do
I
agree.
guess in a way, you can kind of say that my philosophy is just it's all over the place. Like find out the best ways to just be you, and
Mm-hmm.
use those just use those different lanes. Like there are so many different ways to be a leader. One of my favorite words is there's more than one way to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why my philosophy for leadership is all over the place because I say there's more than one way to go to Walmart, change Walmart to success. There's more than one way to success, and I will only give you what I feel you know um, would work in getting you going in the right direction versus okay, this is the blueprint. Do exactly this to become a leader.
So, based on that, with the leadership inspiration,
Mm.
not so much motivation, because you can motivate yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
What are your hidden inspirational sources?
Mm. See, with myself, I'm old school
Mm-hmm.
and I love music.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to music all the time, but for the last like year, I've been listening to music, like literally listening to the words, the lyrics, and how they're expressing themselves and things of that nature. Like, and it goes to a a whole nother level. My inspirations, again, they come from so many different things, whether it be a video that I see of someone, maybe like right now who I'm watching is Eric Thompson. I really like that type of energy where they're up, they're walking around, they're talking, they're powerful, they're passionate about the things they're saying. It's not a it's not so much of a it's more like a haymaker than it is soft punches. Like I listen to him. I may listen to other type of mentors. My inspiration, again, it comes from so many different avenues. But again, with social media, there's so many things, like so many different ways that you can find it. I have mentors that I look at every single day. Like one of my favorite guys is Casanova Brooks. He's into real estate, and just his conversations that he have, his podcast that he does, it inspires me. To want to do this YouTube and maybe even possibly one day do a podcast because of all the conversations he have with different people, and all the information that he's given is not information that he's consuming for himself. He's sharing that with so many different people to help them be able to tell their story and give that story to someone else. So like my inspiration, they literally come from all over the place. All over the place.
That's good. So is that the same way how you generate new ideas?
As far as new ideas, my ideas come from literally walking and being near the water. I am someone who can literally sit at the ocean the entire day, and I can come out with a notebook full of new ideas, new thoughts. Those things, like I said, they generate from the specific things that I have: the water and music. Like if I have the ocean and music, I come out with a whole a whole game plan of things for you, because that's where my inspiration comes from, again, which is why I have this like this. Being out in the sun, being near the water, especially the mountains. They give me a sense of unlimited. Like there's just an unlimited amount of energy that I get when I'm looking at the ocean, and I see things like just the environment of nature. There may be like a bird who's trying to get a certain way out towards where the real food is in the ocean, and the waves are crashing in, so the bird has to run and calculate to get back out there, and he's still trying to do it over and over again until he finally so those type of things inspire me to just think of new ideas. And then again, like I said, listening to YouTube videos of motivational speakers, like those are the type of things that give me those ideas that make me come on, click that red button, and go to work.
So talk a little bit about, because you just said something very poignant that a lot of your audience needs to hear. Writing it down.
Yes.
Write the vision and make it plain.
Yes.
Touch on that so we all can be educated, including myself, on why is that so important.
Writing it down, it's so important, and I specifically, this is the main reason, because if you're not disciplined enough, your mind would tell you that you lied to yourself. Like that's as plain as I can put it. If you don't write it down in that moment, your brain will tell you that you lied to yourself. And this again goes back, to leadership. Like one of the examples I give is, when we have a hard day, a really tough day, whether it be at work or whatever it was, we come home and we immediately go to the refrigerator and open it up. Whether we get something out of there or not, I don't know why we do that, but we go directly to the refrigerator, open it up. Okay, we look inside of there, and let's just say that you don't have any food there. Okay, let's say that what it is that you wanted was you went to an open house. You saw this beautiful house, and you're like, man, this is the one that I want. I want this house. After you saw that house, you had the bad day or whatever the case was. You go home, you open that refrigerator, there's nothing in there. Your mind is gonna tell you, how are you gonna be able to get that house that you saw earlier if you can't put food in your refrigerator? And it's like,
Yes.
without you understanding what your mind is doing, you would immediately believe that. Immediately. When in actuality, what does food in your refrigerator have to do with a house? Those are two totally different brackets. I'm telling you right now, you're not poor. You just don't want to sacrifice. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is the most fireest meal. I haven't had it in a very long time. But I'm telling you right now, that's a fulfilling meal. Okay, yeah, white bread. Okay, get some wheat bread. Okay, you don't want bread at all. Okay, well, put it on some leaf. You're making excuses of why you can't do what it is that you need to do to get yourself to the next level. So, writing those things down, they hold you accountable. And I'm gonna keep saying accountable because it people are uncomfortable with that.
Mm-hmm.
They're uncomfortable with holding themselves accountable. Mm-hmm. You will be your biggest critic. Mm-hmm. You are your biggest critic. Mm-hmm. But let someone do something, like let's say let someone do something to your child. Right. You will immediately jump on them. Immediately. There's no questions asked. You will immediately jump on them. But that very next day, that thing that you jumped on that person for, you did it to your child. The very next day. What makes you but you don't jump on yourself for that though. So again, tie it all the way back around, that accountability. You have to write those things down. If you do not write those things down, you are going to put yourself in a position where not only are you going to forget it, but you're going to forget it without understanding how you felt when you first wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. That's why you write it down in that moment. Because when I write things down in the moment, I can go back to them and remember, oh man, remember that feeling, remember that emotion, remember how you felt when you wrote it down. Because more than likely, you're going to write a lot of things down about it. So it's very important. It is the most important thing, especially as an entrepreneur, because we go through a lot of things. Again, it's multiple things that we're doing. Mm-hmm. If you don't write those things down, it's more than likely you won't think about that for about a good week. It won't come back for about a good week if you're really in depth in your entrepreneur. So writing it down is very important. It's at the top of the list of important things.
Well, good. As I was getting prepared for this today, I did hear something very interesting on the radio.
Awesome.
And they were talking about fail. Mm. It was a gentleman with his 3 sons. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he used an acronym for fail.
Okay.
It's the first attempt in learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, as that relates what you just talked about, mm-hmm. why is that essential for our success and for those that are in Dale's Financial University?
It's very important to never be afraid of failure. Mm-hmm. It's very important, especially when you're dealing with me, because failure, I'm trying to see, how can I put this? Failure, wow, what's the best way to put failure? Failure, honestly, it's not real. Mm-hmm. That's honestly, that I was trying to figure out something else, but just 100, failure is not real.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there. Mm-hmm. Failure is not real, but it's tied to fear.
Yes, mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I said failure is not real is because people are afraid to do things because they think they're gonna fail. So what I mean by it's not real is you have already put into your mind that I'm going to do this thing and I'm just going to fail at it. But you haven't even done it yet. You haven't even done it yet. So that's why I mean it's not real, because I can't say tomorrow, I'm going to try to do this test and I'm just gonna fail. You haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
How can you you have already imagined it? Failure is imagination. Mm-hmm. It's literally imagination. You're putting fear into something that has not happened yet. Mm-hmm. So what you end up doing is you end up making up a whole bunch of stories, which again comes down to discipline. Mentality, changing the mindset and being disciplined with it. You come up with all kind of different ways on how this is just not going to work. Mm-hmm. But you only have one way on how it will work. Right. So you have a million ways that this will not work versus one way how it will work. And because it's a million, you think, oh, okay, so it's just not going to work. And it's like, wait, hold on. So basically what you're saying is that you're saying 99%, you are 99% sure that you will fail at this. Like you're 99% sure of it. You're not giving yourself any type of credit or leverage on what it is that you can do. Like you're already putting yourself in okay, well, I'm going to fail at it anyway, so I might as well not do it. So that's really good. First attempt at learning. And that's what I truly believe the word failure should be changed into is learning. Mm-hmm. Because you never really fail. Mm-hmm. You learn. That's you right. Literally learn. You learn from those mistakes. Mm-hmm. Some people say, well, how come I keep making the same mistake over and over again? If you're saying it's not failure, well, you're making the same mistake over and over again because you haven't learned from it. There is something specific in that situation that you're doing that you haven't learned from. You have not learned the core factor of why it keeps happening. It comes back to a thought that I had where, you want so badly to be the best at what you do, but let's say you're in a corporation where there are other people doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. They're doing the exact same thing that you're doing. And that there are some that are smarter than you, there are some that are faster than you, mm-hmm. There are some that come here 30 minutes earlier than you, there are some that come 30 minutes later than you, like everyone has their own thing. Wait, but you didn't say nothing about yourself. You didn't say what you have over them mm-hmm. that would make you mm-hmm. the one, to succeed in that. So failure is it's a very powerful word that I wish that people have to debunk. They literally have to break that word down, and that's a great acronym also. But they have to break that word down and understand that failure is it's an imagination of a future that has not happened. Mm-hmm. It's literally just imagination of something that hasn't happened.
Yes. I definitely agree. Well, I'm going to pause just a second because this question, when I saw it, mm-hmm. was very interesting because you're Dell the credit guy.
Yes.
This is Dell Financial University.
Yes.
Concerning all the fierce competition, even when you were speaking about fear mm-hmm. and failure rather, yes. because it is tied to fear.
Fear, yes.
The competition today as a credit specialist in the business world, how would you highlight your competitive advantage and what makes you stand out in the crowd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone is a credit specialist. Everyone has the secrets to credit, right? Mm-hmm. Or at least a lot of people do. Whether they have the secrets to credit mm-hmm. or, so it's very competitive. It is definitely competitive. And the one thing about it that I love is the competition. Mm-hmm. I love the competition about it because it means that I'm not the only one. Mm-hmm. So that gets me up. I don't care that, someone gets up at 3:00 in the morning, and they're a credit specialist. I don't care that someone else is saying they're the greatest credit specialist alive because I actually am. I'm the greatest credit specialist on this earth. But just knowing that there are so many other sharks out there, it excites me because it's like, man, I not that I want to be the first to the punch. I want to be the one that punches the hardest.
That's good.
So the standout part. What is the standout part? The standout part when people ask me, like, because I get this question all the time. What makes you different from this guy or this guy or this girl or this girl? Mm-hmm. And I specifically tell them, they're not me. I don't care what they've been through. They haven't been through what I've been through. And I don't care how smart you are, how fast you are, how many degrees you have, what your background is, that this was passed down to you from I don't care about any of that. You will never be able to outwork me, ever. You will never be able to outwork me. It's not about, to me, it's not about who stays up the longest or who gets up the earliest. Because there's some people, I stayed up to, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I work way harder than him. Well, I wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So what does that mean? Like, if I go to sleep at 12, but I wake up at 4:35, you don't go to sleep till 2, what time are you waking up? See, so you can always try to compete, but it doesn't matter. All I want to know is your body of work. My body of work speaks for itself. And the reason why I stand out is because, again, and this is going to go back to why I started this and why I'm really so dedicated to this. There are so many credit specialists who want to be rich. I want to be wealthy. I want to be wealthy, and I know what it takes to be wealthy. And what it takes is hard work. I don't care about money. Mm-hmm. That's what stands out with me. I don't care about money. I don't care about flashy things. I don't care about suits and ties. I'm going to learn my lesson. I failed. I almost said fail. I'm going to learn my lesson like this, with my stuff on, with me, inside of me. I'm going to give you 120%. If I have to learn a lesson, I'm going to learn that lesson. And I'm still going to come back at you 120%. So my standout alone is literally because when people look at me, they know for a fact this dude is not asking for money. He's asking for them to listen and take action. That's it. This information is out there. He's holding them accountable no matter what. And he's open to, not just teaching, but learning. And I think that going all the way back to the very first question, is one of the most important things about being a leader, is you always have to be open to learn. I don't care if I'm making $1 million and you make $50 a week. You have something that you can teach me.
Awesome. Wow. You just like uppercut me. Just like, woo, that was good. Del, I really appreciate that. And you sharing. So based on all of what was said, which was really gems you just dropped.
Right.
And I hope you have some emojis or some gems dancing around, because people listen to that, because it's important to write things down.
Yes.
It is important to get that word failure out of your vocabulary. Yes. Let's debunk that. Let's get rid of it. However, that is your first attempt in learning.
Yes.
Now, based on that, because we're going to lead into your typical day.
Okay.
What is the outline of your typical day?
Outline of my typical day. Okay, so, and this is just all honesty. Again, when I wake up early in the morning, I get up. If I gotta, go to the bathroom, I'll do that. But I'm walking right outside. I'm going on my walk first thing in the morning. It's the one thing that helps me refresh my memory. It helps me refresh my mind. Most of the time, I'm walking with no sound, just the sound of the morning, whether it be the birds or the crickets or the wind, whatever it is. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that. Then after that, I may go and get home, and I start my motivational videos. I start getting my day going. My inspirational videos. I start my inspirational videos, and I listen to those. while I'm getting myself prepared, to start my day. After I watch, I don't even know how many inspirational videos I watch because I watch a lot of them more than one time. So I do that. Also, what is the next thing? I mean, my smoothie. I do my smoothie.
Yes.
I definitely get that going. Because I have to have that in the morning. Get that going. Again.
And you're going to share with us what you put in your smoothie?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If I need to do that, yes. I mean, it depends on how I'm feeling, but it can go from just all greens to all fruit. Like I like spinach, chard. Um, uh, what else do I put in there? Cucumbers. Let me see what else I put in there. I think that's about it as far as the ginger. I'm trying to think of all the vegetables that I put in. I think that's about it as far as the vegetables go. I may be missing a vegetable.
Well, you might have to put that recipe.
Yeah. I think I'll do that. But as far as fruit, though, as fruit, we can go all day. Yeah. So with fruit, pineapples, apples, definitely apples like the granny apples, the red ones, the really sweet ones. I love those, or the green ones. Grapes, kiwi. Definitely love my kiwi. Anyone who understands fruit, understand that they say oranges is where you can get your vitamin C. I'm telling you right now, it's kiwi. Kiwi is the number one vitamin C. If they didn't tell you that, no, I'm telling you that now. Kiwi is where you can get all your vitamin C from. Way, way deeper than, an orange. But oranges, I put those in there. Mangoes, all kind of things. Peaches, pears. So it goes down with the smoothie.
It's extensive.
Yeah, it goes down. I put, sometimes I can put up to like 12 things inside of a smoothie and get it going. And definitely that ginger. Definitely that ginger. That ginger is very important. So yeah, and I have that smoothie. I start doing, after I do my inspirational videos, I start going into my training videos. I do a lot of training. Whether it be training different agents or, I watch training videos of whether it be credit videos, mentality videos, discipline, I go into my training mode where I'm training my mind. So I went from training my body to training my insides of my body with the smoothie to now training my mind, with all of the training videos and things like that, to now, getting on Instagram and, doing my emails and things like that, checking my text messages, reaching out to people, making sure, they're on the right track with their credit, reach out to people about, just mentality stuff. I do my posts and things like that. I scroll through looking for new posts, looking for new ideas. I definitely go on more walks. I probably walk about 3-4 times a day, but long stints of walks. So, and then, by the afternoon, having my yogurt and graham crackers. That's what I have. That's my lunch for the afternoon. And then sometimes I'll do cucumbers and carrots with, some type of like green or something and just do that dry. Then again, I'm training. Like one thing that Eric Thompson, he said in a video, he said Warren Buffett, he reads, I think he said he reads like 7 or 8 hours a day about finances. 7-8 hours a day about finances.
Wow.
Now, I don't know what his wake up, go to sleep schedule is, because he's, a billionaire and stuff, but he told him that he reads 7-8 times a day about finances. Well, it definitely shows, right? It definitely shows. So that's what I started incorporating. I'm going to start reading and things. I'm not really a book. I am a book person, but there's only a specific book that I like to read. So I'm more into visual, or listening, maybe an audio book and things like that. I'll probably, get into those things. But I want to start extending my training, since I am the greatest credit specialist. I hold myself accountable to that every single day. I'm always listening to different types of things about credit throughout the day. And again, it's just a lot of training, a lot of mentality that I'm doing. That's basically what my entire day is about. Is training my mind, training my body, mentality, credit, and how I can better my day and better serve other people.
Awesome. So many gems. I'm telling you, people, take note. Dell Financial University is going to be the bomb. Subscribe now. Click the button. Subscribe now. As far as your short-term goals and your long-term goals, because you came a long way from 5 years ago.
Yes.
Up until now, 2020.
Yes.
And we're about to approach into the last month of 2020.
Which is crazy.
Which is really crazy.
Yeah, it went so fast.
We've gotten past a lot of adversity this year.
Yes.
And the vision that the 2020 vision everybody talks about is actually have our eyes open.
Yes.
So for those that are still stuck, and they have that analysis paralysis, what, especially from an entrepreneur standpoint, what is the advice, since we only have about less than a month and a half in this year, what is your advice for them to do now?
Right now, it's time for you to hold yourself accountable. Right now.
That's right.
From here on out. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because you can hope, pray, dream all you want. If you're not taking action, none of those things matter. Right now, right here, right now, what you should be doing is figuring out what it is that you truly want to do. Like truly want to do. We have a lot of things that we enjoy to do. We have people who enjoy, making money, things of that nature. But for an entrepreneur, understand that money, and I mean, for me, money is not, it's literally at the bottom of the list. It's literally at the bottom of the list. I don't care for it because I can make $1 billion off of one relationship. One relationship. It literally just takes you knowing one person. And being an entrepreneur, if you really hone in on your craft and really take it mentally, really put that deep into, what it is that you do every single day, then as being an entrepreneur, you're going to fall into finding other entrepreneurs that are just like you, who are going to be able to, direct you in the right direction. So right here, right now, at the end of 2020, if you have not taken action, take action. If you have taken action and if you've been learning lessons, well, then it's time to go back to the drawing board and not plan, but blueprint. Maybe the plan that you had, you didn't blueprint it. What I mean by blueprint is you didn't actually look at every detail of what it is that you're trying to do. Maybe you're trying to take on too many tasks all at once, or maybe you are treating your business like a 9-to-5. And if you're treating your business like a 9-to-5, then right here, right now, you should immediately stop. You should immediately stop. You did not quit your 9-to-5 to start a business to become that 9-to-5. Any owner, any CEO, you don't see them in the business. Why? Because they were the ones who dreamed it, and when it took action, applied that action, consistently applied that action, and got what it is that the people who are working there 9-to-5 are doing. So as an entrepreneur, You have to hold yourself at a higher standard. When I was a truck driver, one of the things that they always said was, as a truck driver, when you're on the road, you are a professional driver. So we hold you at a higher standard. If you run a light, well, what a regular driver would have gotten, you get a triple ticket because we look at you as a professional driver and not just a regular driver. But it's like, wait, but they have a license too, though. How do we get penalized because we have a CDL? It's like, okay, so then, okay, fine. If we're going to use that, then we're going to use that in entrepreneur. If you are an entrepreneur, you are held at a higher standard. That means you don't have the mindset of a 9 to 5 where you only are working this amount of time, and then that's it. For the rest of the day, you're doing everything opposite of what your business entails. That's not going to help you get to the next level. It's not going to, put you in the right direction. So honestly, best advice for anyone moving forward from today on is not worry about yesterday and not worry about tomorrow. Right now, take